So many people want to be on YouTube, but they're scared to even try. They're scared to even go after their dreams of sharing their message. You know you have a message. You know you have a gift. I've been telling you this for so long. But you're afraid to even attempt to go on YouTube. You're making every excuse. I don't have the right equipment. I don't have the right lighting. I don't know what to say. I don't know what my niche is. I don't know what my topic is. But yet, you still got that burning sensation in your heart that's calling you and telling you, release me. Because the world needs to hear what you have to say. I'm here to tell you, release that gift before it's too late. Because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Tomorrow's not promised. And the gift you have for today needs to be released today. Because today is my 9th anniversary of a day that changed my life. And I want to share with you the 3 things I've learned since that accident that can take you to the next level and starting your YouTube channel. Because tomorrow's not promised. We have to deal with today. Yeah, when I was at my 9 to 5, it really was a 10-hour trip that I used to work in the transportation industry. I went to work. It was like a regular day. Went to work, and that's when it happened. If anybody who ever went to driving school, what's the first thing they tell you? Don't drive with one hand. Because if something happens, you lose control, you get a flat tire, or whatever the case is, the steering wheel has so much force in it, it can break your hand. And I was like, please, I know what I'm doing. I got muscles. I'm a grown behind man. You can't tell me this steering wheel could break my hand. I drive with one hand every day, man. Sure, I got my commercial driver license. You gonna tell me don't drive one hand? I drive with one hand better than 2 hands. But that day, it proved me wrong. I was driving and something happened. I'm not quite sure exactly what happened because I passed out during the whole process. But something happened. And the steering wheel spun out of control. And when it spun out of control, it hit my hand about 4 times. And when it hit my hand 4 times, I never felt pain like that before. I never felt pain like that in my life. I can't even imagine what childbirth is for a woman. But if that pain is worse than a pain that I felt with my hand getting hit those many times by that steering wheel with such force, thank you. Thank you for taking the pain to bring these beautiful children into the world. But that steering wheel hit my hand so hard, it shattered every bone in my hand and fractured my wrist. And they said I passed out. I don't remember. But all I remember was that pain and looking at my hand. And my hand swole up to the size of a small basketball. I'm taking my time with this because I don't want to start crying, because I still feel the pain not as intense as it was before. But it swelled up like a small basketball. When we got to the hospital, the doctor was like, oh man, we got to get the swelling down. And I overheard them talking to each other, say, if we don't get the swelling down, we have to amputate the hand. And I'm like, wait a minute. I know I didn't hear what he just said, but my hand was the size of a small basketball. And later on, they explained if the swelling didn't go down because it was, the swelling was like closing the blood vessels. If it gets too I don't know technical terms, but if it gets too swollen, the blood vessels won't have any power to pump the blood to the fingers or whatever the case is. But my whole hand, the bones in your hand was fractured. My wrist was broken. And not to get too much into details, I stayed in the hospital for 3 days. For 3 days. With my hands swollen. And when they did the operation, they put a pin in my hand. They gave me some like prongs. They put them in my hand so I could, make it line up so to heal correctly. And when I saw that, I started crying. I was like, oh my God, look at my hand, look at my hand. And when I got home, couldn't do a lot of things. I couldn't even scratch my back. I couldn't even eat. I couldn't even put the food to my mouth. I had to use my left hand. I'm right-handed, but I had to use my left hand now. And I couldn't even wash myself up. And there was a lot of things going through my mind saying, I can't write my books anymore. What if they amputate my hand? And those thoughts going through my mind, I love writing books. I love to get my information that's in my heart on those pages. I published 12 books already. But at that time, I didn't want to lose the access of me writing and sharing my message. That's the only thing I knew. Put it on the pages, because if you have it in your heart, you can use your hand to put it on the pages so the whole world can see. Up until that point, I tried YouTube. I gave up on YouTube because I said, nobody want to hear me talk, but I know they'll read my books. I know they'll read the information I put in my books with the pen I use to transfer the information out of my heart to the pages. From the stuff I think about to the pages. And that was taken away from me. That's why I want you to know. Don't take too long to get on YouTube to share your message. You already want to be on YouTube. You want to be on YouTube. That right there is telling you that you have something that you want to share. Even if you don't know exactly how to formulate it, even if you don't know exactly how to put it out there, you have something to share that's valuable, because somebody needs to hear your voice. Somebody needs to read the books you want to write. Somebody needs to hear those audio books that you want to speak about. But if you get on YouTube, you can cut that process in half. You can even cut that process down, not even half, a quarter. Why? How long does it take somebody to write a book? It takes me, but right now it takes me, it don't take me that long. But back then, like a regular book, you want to write a 10,000, that's a small book, 10,000 word book, it's going to take you at least 30 days if you're not really sure on how to write a book. You want to do 100,000 word book, it's going to take you longer than that. But a short 10,000 word book, it might take you 30 days because it's not that thick. But for you to get on YouTube to share some of that information, you can talk for 20 minutes and have a 10,000 page book. That's one thing I want to share with you. Get on YouTube. You have the information inside of you. You have books, volumes of books inside of you. Get on YouTube. That's one thing I discovered. Get on YouTube. Share those books that you have inside of you. You say, I don't have no books inside of me. Yes, you do. Let me put it this way. Share your gift you have inside of you. Share that which you have inside of you that you want to share with the world. You want to help young women become an entrepreneur? Share that on YouTube, 10 minutes a day for a week. You have a book. You want to share, you want to talk to men and teach them how to cut hair? Get on YouTube, show them how to cut somebody's hair. Get your little brother, cut his hair. Show them how to cut their hair on YouTube, giving examples and talking while you cutting a man's hair, cutting your brother's hair. Do that 10 times. Every time you cut it, put the topic on. Here's how to do a fade. You cut the hair like this. Make sure you do the sides first. And then you go up to the top and you fade it to the top. Then you cut the top off, boom, like that. I don't know exactly how to do it. I just shave my hair. But you know how to do it. That's your expertise. Do 10 videos. That's 10 chapters of your book. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you about. I'm not going into detail too much because I don't want this video. I want this video to hit you where it hurts. You stopping your own progress. You're stopping your own growth because you're afraid of the way people are going to talk about you. You're afraid of the way people are going to look at you saying, I don't know, why are they on YouTube? They don't need to be on YouTube. They might give you a thumbs down. I got a thumbs down on one of the responses. No comments, but a thumbs down. That's just telling me that that person is not assigning me to hear what I have to say. But since you are listening to this video now, which is not going to be edited, it's not going to be edited. Since you're listening to me now and listening to this video 10 minutes in, I didn't want it to be 10 minutes. I want the whole video to be 10 minutes, but I'm going to keep on going because I told you I have 3. The first thing is get on YouTube and you already have a book written. It was written in your heart to share that information that you want to share on YouTube. That's your book that you're sharing. That's the first thing I learned. Because with my hand, I couldn't write anymore. Because remember, my hand was like a basketball for like 3 months. I couldn't write anymore. I cried because I couldn't write. I couldn't get the information out of my heart onto these pages. I had a lot of information. I still got information. But I couldn't use my hand, my fingers to write because it wasn't working the way they're supposed to work. And doing that and feeling that and feeling that type of way, I discovered you can write your book on YouTube. That's the first thing I want to share with you. The second thing I want to share with you, share your heart. Because you're worrying about the views. You should be concerned about the viewers. You're worrying about the views, but you should be concerned about the viewers. And I can explain that like this. You're worrying about the people who are not watching you instead of being concerned about the people who should watch you. Because you're looking at those who don't watch, which are those who are not assigned to you, instead of being concerned about those who are assigned to you who have not discovered you yet. Get on YouTube, be consistent, and they will discover you. Get on YouTube, be consistent, and they will discover you. That's the second thing I discovered. Because once you be consistent, sharing your heart, sharing your information from your heart, they will discover you and realize they are assigned to you and keep coming back for more and more and more. And that's when your views will increase. That's the second thing. The third thing, which is more important, is so important. I want you to write this down. You have to know that you know that you know you're doing it unto God. I'm going to say it again. You have to know that you have to know that you know that you have to know that you're doing it unto God. And some of y'all who are not in faith or don't believe, you're doing it unto God. Because God has given you that gift, not just for you to open, but for you to share and give it away. You have to share that gift and give it away, because people are waiting for an answer. People are waiting for you to give them the answer. And the answer is your gift. Your gift is their answer to come out. Your gift is their answer to overcome. Your gift is the answer they have been waiting for. People go on YouTube. Why? Because they ask questions. Some just go to watch. I used to go to watch. I just go watch all these stupid little videos. People, throw spaghetti on the wall. How long would it take for it to drop? Or the little dogs or the puppies and all. YouTube is a whole new world. It's a world out there where people go on YouTube to ask questions. And when they ask questions, how to do this, how to do that, how to write my book, how to raise my child, how to do this, how to do all these things, you have an answer inside of you, which is your gift. Whatever it is, I don't know what your gift is. Type on the feed or type in the comments what your gift is. Tell me what your gift is. If you know what your gift is, you get your butt on YouTube. If you know what your gift is, get on YouTube. If you don't know what your gift is, still get on YouTube. Because the thing you have inside of you is not for you. You can benefit from it. You can eat from it. But the gift is not for you. It's to give it away to those who are assigned to you. And by my hand being that way for so long, swelled up like a basketball, or a small basketball, for like 3 months, it went down and it started healing. Went to the doctor and they had to pull the pins out. When they pulled the pins out, they didn't even give me no anesthesia. You know what I'm talking about. They didn't get anesthesia. They just took like a plier, pulled it out. Boom. Pulled it out. I had 4 of those. Pulled it out. 2 on this side, 2 on that side. Pulled it out. Pulled it out. And I looked at my hands like Frankenstein. Oh my God, I'm crying. Oh, my wife looking at me. What's wrong with you? Toughen up. I was like, toughen up, yo, my hand. If you saw my hand, matter of fact, I'm going to put a picture up here. You saw my hand. I looked at that. I started crying. I was like, what you crying for? I don't know. Look at my hand. And I realized, people was watching me. I was like, I can't be crying like this. But anyway, I looked at my hand. I had to go to therapy and everything, and get the movement up your fingers, and you got to do all this stuff in your fingers like this and all of this and that and that. Get the little rubber ball and squeeze the ball, get the strength back in your hand, and they put the pin in my wrist and all of this, and I'm like, I'm Frankenstein. No, I'm not Frankenstein. I could use my hand. Look at this. Look what's good. And look at my hand now. Look at my fingers. Still have pain sometimes. Still ache sometimes, but this is my hand. They didn't cut it off. I know you noticed it. They ain't cut my hand off, because that was, all my videos, I got my hands up like this. I got my hands like this and all of this. But look at my hands. I can still write, which I'm typing now because, the computer is better than writing. But the main point of this video is, this is my anniversary, when I thought I was going to lose my hand. Thought I was going to use one of the tools to help me write my books that I've written. I'm still writing books now, but I'm using my computer, which is even better than writing, because you get hand cramps when you write too long. But now I'm using a computer, typing the stuff in. Still have to use my hand, and I thank God my hand healed. So this video is already too long, but this video is just to tell you it's possible to get your butt on YouTube. It's possible to get your books out there, because instead of writing, you can just speak it out from your heart. Why? Because I want you to share your gift. I want you to get that gift outside of your heart, share it with the world on YouTube, because time is of an essence. You don't know that it could be taken away, at any time. Mine was almost taken away. And this is the 9th year that it happened. It happened 9 years ago, 2015. So I just want to say, remember what I always tell you. Get on YouTube if you have a message. Get on YouTube if you know you have a calling. Share that calling with the world because they're waiting for you. Because this is my time. This is my experience. This is my life. So until next time, God bless.